So to start the double crochet, you need to have a base chain. So start with a slip knot. If you want to learn how to do the slip knot, check out my other video on slip knots and chains. What I'm going to do next is chain 10. Make sure you're doing this relatively loosely. You don't want to have a grip that's too tight. First, yarn over, turn the hook, pull through. Try to remember to lead with your hook instead of pulling the loop over with your fingers. Notice how I yarn over, hold the chain, and pull the loop through with my hook. We're going to do that 10 times. Always count after each row to make sure you still have the same number you intended to start with. Now that I have 10, I'm going to chain 2 more. These 2 chains are going to turn into the first stitch as I go forward. Now notice I counted to the 4th stitch from my chain. Now you're going to yarn over, hold that steady, dive into that 4th loop. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over one more time, so you're grabbing the yarn with your hook. Bring it through just once. And all right, you can relax for a minute. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2. And that is a double crochet. So let's try it again. Yarn over, dive into the very next loop, yarn over, pull through 1. Now you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. That's it. Now let's slow that down a bit so you can really see what I'm doing. We yarn over, dive through that loop right next door. Notice how I'm holding that chain steady with my other hand. Yarn over again, and then you're going to pull that through your first loop. Wow. See how I use my finger to hold my other loop steady? We yarn over, go through 2, hold steady, yarn over, pull through 2. If it seems repetitive, it's because it is. That's crochet, man. It's a hoot. Alrighty, we are approaching the end of the row. So you're going to finish that last stitch the same way you did all the others. And then to build upwards, you're going to chain 2. Then you're going to turn your work. So hold that chain steady and turn the rest of your work. Beautiful. If you're right-handed, you're always working towards your left, and if you're left-handed, I believe you will always be crocheting towards your right. Now I'm going to slow this video down here so you can see what I'm up to, because this can get a little confusing. So here you need to make sure you dive into the 2nd loop from your first stitch. Now the first stitch of your 2nd row are those 2 chains you just did. That counts as stitch number 1. So we yarn over and watch here. 1, 2, that one. Dive through. Yarn over. Pull through. and follow the same directions. Yarn over, pull through 2. Whoop. It takes some getting used to. Yarn over and pull through 2. Now let's take that out again gently so you can see it again at normal speed. I want to make a quick note here about my stitches and how I'm diving into the loops. What I'm doing is crocheting through the back loop. That means I'm diving in at the top of the loop like that, right? Now, if you find that your work looks a little different than mine, maybe it looks a little tighter, you might be crocheting regularly just through both loops through the underneath. It's kind of weird for me to explain without seeing it, but my point is that's not wrong. It just gives you a different texture. As I said before, it might be tighter, whereas this crocheting through the back loop will give you kind of a knitted look. Now, here's where I really want you to focus. As you approach the second row or the end of your second row, it's gonna look like you're done before you're done. I call this loop the sad loop because it kind of hangs off the side. It's your droopy end loop. Don't forget your droopy end loop. Those are the first 2 chains you did on that first row. See there? And it kind of pulls it up from the side. At first, it might look like you did an extra piece. You didn't. You did the right thing. So to start your third row, let's travel up. Chain 2, turn your work, count in from the second loop from your stitch, yarn over, and double crochet away. And here I am again to remind you, don't forget your droopy end loop. Sometimes it can be a little finicky. I'm going to do one final row because when I make swatches, a swatch is an example of what a certain pattern might look like. I like to do 4 full rows just to make sure I know what the texture will look like. Alrighty, I'm about done with this swatch. See, when you crochet through the back loop, see how some parts puff up and some parts recede back? That's the texture you get. I love using this stitch when I make my hats. If you have any questions, email me at artwithcoacht@gmail.com. Good luck, friends.